Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and once again, it is Sunday, and that means it's time for the Texas Gun Vault poll question of the week. A weekly vlog that I put out where I ask you, as my viewers and subscribers, about something that deals with guns, gun culture, politics, current events, the news, or something fun like EDC that I want to get your thoughts and opinions on. And today's video is on a topic that I have been wanting to come back to for a long time because it generates a lot of comments on my channel, and more specifically, a range report that I did on this gun right here, the Glock 26. I did a range report on this gun, which is my personal Glock 26, and I even mentioned in that video how this was really the first concealed carry gun I ever owned, how much I enjoy shooting it, how much I carry it, how well it functions. And in the end of that video, I said one thing that seems to tick a lot of people off. I said, even though this is a fantastic gun, it's obsolete. And then I get tons and tons of comments, that gun's not obsolete, and they'll kind of state their case. And I have to go back and say, listen, you gotta understand what the term obsolete means and what I'm talking about when I say that other guns have come after this, maybe drawing upon inspirations from this gun that probably make those newer guns better for whatever reason. Obsolete does not mean irrelevance. It does not mean it no longer works or it doesn't function. It just means that it has been replaced by maybe something better. And of course, that can be very subjective. And so for a long time, I've just been replying to those comments. But earlier this week, the Military Arms channel released a video saying that the Glock 19 is obsolete. And of course, he got a lot of hate. Now, first I want to say, whether or not you like the Military Arms channel, for whatever reason is irrelevant to this video. I just want to talk about the reaction to that video, reaction to my video, and people's opinions on the obsolescence or potential obsolescence of a Glock 19 or a Glock 26 and those reasons. So I already know a lot of you are already frantically typing in the comments, oh my gosh, these guns are not obsolete for whatever reason it is, and I just want to quell that right now. So before I give you guys my personal opinions on this, let's dive right into the poll question of this week and get your results. Today I noticed that the Military Arms channel uploaded a video that said the Glock 19 is obsolete. In the video, he mentioned that when he released the part 1 of the video, he received many comments refuting the claim. It seems that his experience mirrored mine when I mentioned in a range report that I thought the Glock 26 was obsolete. So I thought I would poll my viewers to see what they thought. So, is the Glock 19 or 26 obsolete? Note, the term obsolete is defined as an adjective, no longer produced or used, or out of date. Verb, a cause, a product or idea, to be or become obsolete by replacing it with something new. Please also understand that obsolete does not mean irrelevant or non-functional. You know, the one thing that if you follow my channel, occasionally I put up something called the Texas Gun Vault Viewer Comment of the Day. And these are usually the gems that people leave on my channel when they refute some claim or opinion that I have or are simply just mean to me. And one that I put out recently was somebody that said, I am pretty much an idiot and my opinion is wrong because they like the Ruger LCP and my video was not complimentary of that gun. Now, I should say, in that range report, I said it might be the best gun for you. It could fit your hands. It doesn't fit mine. And I am just documenting my experiences because who knows? Maybe you're like me. Maybe you have a tactical dad bod, big old fat fingers. Maybe you like a certain type of gun or caliber. And so this is just a data point for you. Maybe you're completely opposite and go, well, he hated that gun for that reason, so I'm probably going to like it. It's just a data point that I put out. We don't have to agree, and not every gun is built for everyone else. But because of these comments, I have discovered that for some reason in the gun community, whatever gun you like or carry, many of you feel like you have to defend that gun. I don't know, maybe it's just always been my personality, but I really don't care what anyone else thinks about me or my opinions or thoughts. I dress a certain way. I have a certain style. I say certain things. I like certain activities. And when people say, I don't like that, I think you're a dork, I think you're a nerd, you're an idiot, I'm like, I honestly don't care, because I love who I am. I like who I am. I think that I'm a good person. I think that I'm interesting. And I approach everything from the fact of, you're just missing out because I think you're closed-minded. And I try to be respectful of other people's opinions. You can be very different than I am politically, or in the gun world, like a completely different style of firearms or a different type of shooting. I look at it as we're all on the same page. If we all liked the same thing or thought the same way, it'd be kind of boring, wouldn't it? So of course, when I said that the Glock 26 was obsolete in my personal range report video, a lot of people came out of the woodwork and said things like, I carry that gun, it's obviously not obsolete, or if you got shot by that gun, you'd still die. I like to use car examples when it comes to this. I think that we could all agree that you could probably build a Ford Model T, or maybe you have one from the 19-teens, and you've restored it. I am very sure that you could probably get across country with that Model T. You could drive from New York City to Los Angeles. But I also think that a lot of us would agree that that car is obsolete. It doesn't mean it doesn't work, or it couldn't do the job that you're asking it to do. But a modern Tesla is eons ahead of that particular car. It doesn't mean the car isn't cool. It doesn't mean people still don't buy and sell those cars. It doesn't mean people still don't appreciate and drive those cars. But you have to admit, using the definition, and by the way, the meanings of words is very important. And because of that, and if you look at the textbook definition of obsolete, you can say the Model T is obsolete. It has been replaced by other models. New technology has come into play. But you can still appreciate the Model T for what it is. But for some reason, people in the gun community can't get past this fact that things change over time. Now, I know personally I don't like change. I hate moving. I don't like changing jobs. I don't like upending my life and having to do something new. I like things to be stable and set. But just because I don't like change and I'm resistant to it doesn't mean that the world doesn't change around me. You know, you have to either evolve or you die. Now, I love 1911s, but that gun has been around since 1911. It definitely works. It has the people that like that gun, and of course it has its detractors. But I think a lot of people would have to say that that gun is outdated, but not because it doesn't work, or it doesn't shoot 45 caliber ACP and can potentially kill somebody. That's not what I'm saying. An HK-45 using modern metallurgy, polymers, different types of technology makes the 1911 obsolete. Doesn't mean it's not produced, but people feel like they have to defend what they're invested in or like. I don't know why people in the gun community get so hurt when it comes to other people's opinions. But I know I've ranted and raved about this a lot. Let's go ahead and see what you guys have to say on this great debate. With 871 votes as of me filming this video, we have yes, many pistol models are now better and have replaced the design, 43%. Neutral, the Glock 19 and G26 are not new, but Glock is updating them, 42%. No, the G19 and G26 represent cutting-edge firearms technology, 7%. Something else, explain in the comments, 7%. And wow, did we have a neck and neck finish for the top rated opinion on this, which this honestly kind of surprised me. But I knew there's a large portion of you out there that are kind of like the silent majority. Many times the squeaky wheel gets the oil. It's the one that gets addressed. And there's a lot of squeaky wheels when it comes to the gun community in a number of different ways. So as I said, most of the people that comment on my Glock 26 video are like, that's not obsolete, you're an idiot, I'm unsubscribing, I hate you, you're ugly and fat. Okay, whatever. I understand you carry a Glock 26. I understand you like it. But guess what? So do I. But I also understand that even though I like the Glock 26, we have more modern guns that might be smaller, carry more capacity, and do things better than the Glock 26. Because when the Glock 26 came out, it was definitely cutting edge. A subcompact 9mm with 10 rounds of capacity. It was the best that you could get. But people took those ideas and ran with them and said, hey, we can improve this. This is what people don't like about this particular gun. Can we do better? And over time, we've had miniguns come out like the SIG P365. Arguably, it's smaller and can hold more rounds. So you have to say, okay, it's striker-fired polymer, smaller, it does the job of concealed carry better, holds more capacity. Well, that kind of makes the Glock 26, which is known to have kind of a thicker frame, become obsolete. It doesn't mean it doesn't work, or it wouldn't kill somebody if you had to use it in a self-defense situation. But you have to admit the SIG P365 makes the Glock 26, as it came out in the 1990s, obsolete. Here's my current most popular concealed carry gun. This is a Smith & Wesson Shield Plus Performance Center. This gun has 13 rounds of capacity. It is much thinner and in my pocket has a lower profile. So I find that this gun actually shoots a little bit better. I'm more accurate with it. I like the sights of this gun coming from the factory a little bit better, and I feel like it's a nicer gun to shoot in my hands. I still shoot the Glock 26. I still carry the Glock 26. It just depends on my mood and the condition that I wish to carry the gun in. But from a technology standpoint, and I think a shooter's ergonomic standpoint, this gun supersedes the Glock 26. It makes the Glock 26 obsolete, but it doesn't make the gun irrelevant. One of the things that I don't want to see is people get stuck in the past, because just because you like something from the past and you want to stick with it doesn't mean it's the best design forever. After all, technology grows, we change as a culture and a society, new ideas are invented, new products come to the marketplace. In 1911, when the 1911 came out, there were other guns that were very popular. And a lot of people said, man, that 1911's a piece of junk. It's not going to make guns like the revolver obsolete. But let's go to a gun store today. Do they still sell revolvers? Well, yeah, they do. But what do they sell a lot more of? Semi-auto pistols. And what do they sell a lot of semi-auto pistols of? 1911. So people in that generation said, nope, that's not a good gun. It's not going to make other guns obsolete. And here we are 111 years later, and it's already made the revolver obsolete. But the revolver is still used and it's still functional. But I think you guys understand what I'm saying. I find that it is detrimental to anything, a community, a civilization, and you personally, when you get stuck in the past and say, this is the only way, it is the set way, it is just the best, don't argue, I like that, and that's all you have to say on the matter. I think it is really important to always have an open mind. Always be looking towards the future, because if you're looking towards the past, you will miss opportunities. And so who knows, maybe my rant today is more about us as human beings and having to accept change than it is about the guns themselves. But let's dive right into what I think of each one of these. We have, yes, many pistol models are now better and have replaced the design. 43%, the majority just barely. Now, it seems like not a lot of these people are speaking up on those comments and in those videos, whether it be mine or the Military Arms channel. And I've already given you a couple of examples. The SIG P365, the Springfield Hellcat, the M&P Shield Performance Center, or just the Shield in general, the new one with the double stack magazines. All of these, in my opinion, make the old Glock 26 obsolete. It doesn't make it irrelevant. It doesn't mean it's not sold or that it's not popular. It just means that maybe some new stuff has come out, and that is the definition of obsolescence when it comes to products. But as I always say, it's okay to enjoy what you like, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it, but you also should not have to defend your opinions, because you should be solid in your own choices. Then we have neutral. The Glock 19 and Glock 26 are not new, but Glock is updating them. And guess what? One of my favorite guns to carry is my Glock 19 Gen 5. Look at this thing. I got a red dot on it. I got a surefire, threaded barrel, suppressor height sights. This thing is awesome. I love all the options on this with the front cocking serrations, but at its heart, it's still a Glock 19. Now, Glock has been accused for a long time of also being stagnant. It's funny, the people that say the Glock 19 and Glock 26 are not obsolete will then get mad at Glock for not innovating. Well, they just stick to the past. They've made essentially the same guns forever. They don't come out with anything new, and when they do, it's a texture change, or maybe they add a new caliber to the lineup. But the gun itself is essentially still the same. And I kind of feel like people want to have it both ways. Glock doesn't innovate, but Glock is not obsolete. How can you have it both ways? Anyway, that's just my personal opinion, but I think Glock does their best at times to come up with new products. And guess what? I'm a gun guy. I love all guns, and I absolutely love this. So I like the fact that I get the reliability and the shootability of a Glock 19, but they upgrade it with things that I think the modern firearms world want. Then we have no, the G19 and G26 represent cutting-edge firearms technology. Well, based off of all of the vocal comments that I get and all the hate that I get in my Glock 26 video and all the hate that the Military Arms channel gets in his Glock 19 video, I kind of thought this one was going to get more than 7% because the people that think the Glock 19 and Glock 26 are the best should be voting for this in droves and only got 7%, which tells me that a lot of you guys are more realistic. And I already know there's going to be people in the comments once again that are saying, well, would you want to get shot with a Glock 26? But guess what? You can go back and get shot with a flintlock pistol and you can die. You can use that for defense. Does that not mean it's obsolete? I think that we would all agree that a flintlock muzzle loading pistol is obsolete. I don't know. I kind of feel like that is common ground. So saying that just because it works or that you carry it or that you could, in theory, use it for a defensive use doesn't make it obsolete. Well, it does. Like I mentioned, the Model T can go from New York to Los Angeles. But we all admit that ride would be a lot nicer in a Tesla. Then we have something else, explain in the comments. And I kind of feel like this is the one that I would have voted for, simply because I love all guns. If Glock comes out with a new model that I want and like for whatever reason, well, I'm actually going to go out and buy that gun. I can say it's an older design, but it's cool. I want it for whatever reason. I'm a collector and I love guns, but I'm also excited about the newest stuff coming out. Right now, as I'm filming this video, I cannot wait for the new FN high powers to come out. And that's based on an old design. But this is going to be a new take on an old design. I'm just excited about new stuff and to see how they've changed the problems that the high power, the original ones had, or the complaints, and how they're going to address them. How's that gun going to shoot? I'm so excited because I'm looking forward. I like what's coming next because that's how we progress, not only as a gun community, but as a society. You have to be looking forward. If you're looking at the past, time will pass you by. So that's what I think when it comes to all of this, but you guys already know how I stand. But let's see what you guys have to say with this week's top-rated comments. And the top-rated comment of the week comes from Bill Clifton, who says, obsolescence overstates the case. The weapon that are represented as superior to the G19 in size capacity ratio are beginning to resemble Glock 19. Sig Macro, anyone? They are ergonomically more comfortable, but harder to grip, snappier, and slower to settle. A reduced width traded for slower draw and shot placement is a subjective matter, not something that is objectively measurable. And he makes a great point. You know, when the Glock 26 came out, it was the only thing on the market in that size. That's why Glock has been so popular for so long. It just got that market share earlier. And a lot of people are Glock fanboys. I guess I kind of call myself a Glock fanboy. I don't know, I own 15 or 16 of them. I think they're a fantastic design. But I'm also able to go, even though I love it, I can say that other guns have modern features that I probably like a little bit more. So the next top-rated comment we have is Billy Bob, who says, I think it's kind of subjective. Those that feel a need to upgrade to something more modern and can afford to do so may see the 19 and 26 as obsolete. I think those people are a small minority for now, though, and there are likely many more 19s and 26s being carried currently. Until the more modern guns are carried by the majority, it'll be hard to say the 19 and 26 are obsolete. Well, that's like saying you drive a Toyota Corolla, and there's a lot of Toyota Corollas on the market because they're more affordable, and Toyota makes a whole bunch of them. But then you can easily look at a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, or one of the highest end Teslas, and you have to admit those are probably better cars. But they cost more and they're out of the reach of many car owners. But I think if you drive a Toyota Corolla, you have to admit that those other cars are better. But because there's more on the road, people say they're not obsolete. But remember what obsolescence means. Just because you carry it, just because a lot of people carry it, or it's the most sold gun in the country, doesn't mean that it's not obsolete or has been replaced by something else. You don't have to defend your choices. Then we have Gurr, who says, I think the G19 G26 is no longer relevant when it comes to on-body concealed carry, but I think under any other circumstance, whether that be a duty gun, backpack gun, car gun, etc., I think they're both still very much relevant. There are certainly more options on the market, but I think Glock's renowned name and the popularity of double-stack Glock magazines will always keep them relevant in some capacity. And this is a great comment, and I completely agree 110%, because relevance and obsolescence, once again, are two different things. Just like the 1911, Glocks are going to be around long past many of you that are watching this video. And that's just a testament to its design. But once again, just because it's around doesn't mean it's not obsolete. We still have muzzle loading rifles, but we all admit those are obsolete compared to AR-15s. Then we have Daniel Rodriguez, who says, if obsolete means out of date, in the polymer world of pistols, Glocks absolutely are. Glock since the early 2000s has been catching up to other brands and out of the top 5, and sometimes taking a step back, cough cough, finger grooves, or even getting rid of their awesome polygonal barrels. Anyone with enough practical shooting experience will know the cream of the crop starts with HK, Walther, Smith & Wesson, CZ, Springfield, and SIG. Their current polymer lines are absolutely superior in ergonomics, finishing, sights, angle, stippling, triggers, innovation, shootability, and reliability. See most range rental reports where the Smith & Wesson M&P line and Beretta's APX are on top, as most rounds fired between parts breaking or needing replacement, sometimes doubling Glock. If obsolete means out of date in the polymer pistol world, Glocks absolutely are. And man, Daniel, I agree, because we have data to support that up. Glocks use some of the same technology that were great back in the 80s and 90s that were groundbreaking, but other companies want to beat them out, so they use different materials, different designs to try to overcome the problems with those older designs, thus making the older designs obsolete. But because you posted that, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of hate. But stand strong, my friend. I like what you said. And then finally we have Raymond Eddington, who says, I voted other for the fact that there are so many aftermarket customizations available, particularly for the Gen 3s. I categorize it as a blank slate pistol that you can change to your preference. That being said, as for a less money than customizing a Glock, you can get something pretty great right out of the box. VP9 Tactical or comes to mind. Love that stock trigger. Yeah, the VP9 is such a great pistol from HK. So I have to say, the results of this poll make me feel a little bit better. There's a silent majority of people out there that say, you know, the Glock's pretty good, and I'm one of those. But there are better things out there, and some other people say Glock has passed its prime. And until they innovate and come out with something new, well, they're just gonna be a gun of the past. Doesn't mean they're irrelevant, doesn't mean they're not reliable, it doesn't mean you can't use them or carry them. But new things are coming, and you either have to embrace the future or be lost in the past. So that is the Texas Gun Vault poll question of the week. As much as I hope that I settled this debate, I know that I haven't, and I'm still gonna get a lot of hate in the comments. But so be it. It's because people don't understand the meanings of words, and I'm just not going to reach them. But what do you guys think? I would love to know in the comments section below, where we can have a great discussion. And if you want to participate in next week's poll, please go to the community tab of my YouTube channel. Go over there, see what the poll is about. Vote, comment, and like other people's comments so we can get the top rated comment of the week. So as I said, let me know what you think in the comments section below, and let's keep all the dialogue civil. So, as always, thanks for watching.